Italian-style stuffed artichokes.
Or carciofi, which is in
Carciofi, that's an
Carciofi.
artichoke. In Italian, I love it. And you've got such a way with words.
Why, thank grazie mille.
Now, what is it? Prego. Prego, right?
You're
Prego,
welcome.
you're welcome.
Yes, that's
Because you
right.
say grazie.
That's right, grazie,
Okay.
prego.
Well, I
Short
try to
Italian
be,
listening.
have a little class here. Mama taught me well. And speaking of Mama teaching us well.
Our mamas taught us how to stuff
Stuffed
these. Now,
artichokes,
even
yeah.
though we're the same family, we were raised in two different households.
right, two different mamas.
And two different mamas, so there were two schools of thought in the actual stuffing.
All right, so you're going to start.
Okay, so you start with the artichoke, and the bigger the better, we've always learned.
Well, the globe ones, yeah, if you can get
These are
those when they're in
globe.
season, because the bigger the choke, the bigger the heart. And that's the best part, I think.
I've always said that, the bigger the choke, the bigger the heart. I'm choking, but my heart is good. All right. So now it's all about, they have these little spina on the end, so be very careful.
Also known as little
thorns.
type.
So
yeah.
what I learned is to cut the top part, because you don't really eat the top part of the leaf anyway.
That's right.
And you cut that off so you can get most of them. And then also on the lower leaves, we kind of pull off the lower ones because they're very bitter.
Yeah.
The ones that stick on the stem. And then at the I started this a little bit, but there's also the spina or the points.
Yes.
And we
The
cut,
little thorny things that
that's
can hurt.
right. We cut them off on the lower leaves because the lower leaves are also edible.
Oh, and they're so good. And you mentioned the stem. We also cook the stem.
That's
so you
right.
just want to cut just the part off here that's kind of hard.
That's right.
So kind of woodsy.
I
You want to
kinda-
cut that off.
Yeah, I cut
And then
it
just cut it all
close.
off. Cut it all off.
Right,
yeah.
so this way it'll
It
sit
sits.
in the pot.
Exactly.
See how?
Yes, can I borrow
So,
it? I
yeah.
got your point. Thank you.
And
very
then
much.
like
You're very
asparagus,
sharp.
this is how I try.
There you go, just like that. Yep.
And we also, sometimes there's little, I call everything spina. They're the little strings.
Yes.
And if you can see them, you want to pull them off
you
because
can
they
pull
just
them
get.
off with your fingers.
They
or
are
with a
fiber
knife.
though, so I'm sure Janet would want you to eat those.
Well, no, not necessarily. This is very woodsy-like, so you don't want to eat these.
And then where the artichoke is cut, it's usually a little old, and so you just want to cut a little bit of that end off. You don't want to eat that.
That's right.
Right?
But these things, when they're cooked, are so
They're
good.
they taste like the heart
Yes.
of the artichoke.
Now, one thing that I wanted to mention too, after I cut off the top, because Mom used to do this. I don't know if your mom did.
Oh, okay.
But sometimes you get really tight artichokes that are really hard to manipulate. You can't really
Get
deal with the
stuff in
leaves.
there.
They're kind of hard. Yeah, you've got to get that stuff in.
what did she do?
So she used to take it like this and hit it up against the corner
Oh,
of
look
the
at
counter. And it kind of loosens them up a little bit,
Oh.
so that you can more
My mother
easily.
did something like that. She used to go, Joey, my dad, and he'd come in and do this. He'd do this, like that.
Oh,
So
really?
That was
Okay.
a similar technique.
I
but-
like that.
And then
know
you
what?
kind of spread the
Whatever
leaves.
works. Now the stuffing, it's all about the stuffing. You want
Right.
Italian-style breadcrumbs, and then you can season them up, which I always try to do with a little bit more salt, not much, some finely ground black pepper, and some diced. Ooh,
Oh, you
fresh.
put the garlic.
Right, the garlic goes right
okay.
in the stuffing here.
And then we
in
did
the
a
dressing, and
little
then-
different technique with the garlic. What we would
Okay.
do is take the scissor,
Oh.
do a little spin in there,
Ah, look at
like
you.
that. Wait, no, there's, and then you take a whole garlic clove and shove it right in. And if you like garlic, I like to put 2 or 3.
And who doesn't?
And
Good
who
for your
doesn't
heart,
like
good
it?
for your
That's right.
cholesterol, good for, it's an antibacterial, it's
All
great.
those things.
Yeah.
And then when it steams, that garlic is soft like butter.
And also it kind of permeates.
It does.
Right, so it kind of gets into the
Yes,
leaves a little bit.
and nothing better than permeated garlic for your
That's what I've
artichoke.
always said, and you can quote me on that.
I won't quote you on that. We got the choking, the...
Well, I like to edit my words, you know? So we're talking, this is stuffing, but obviously it starts as the breading. Put a little more freshly grated Parmesan cheese in here. Again, you want to doctor it up, make it yours.
Right, right.
Okay, and then it's almost
And then did you put a
ready.
little pepper
and
in
I put a
too?
little, well, I did put a little
Oh, right,
pepper.
right, and the fresh parsley.
Yes, Italian flat leaf parsley is my favorite for this, but you can also use regular curly parsley, which is great. great. And, you know, parsley has vitamin K in it, which is good for the bones.
Oh,
Not
isn't
to
it a
mention
blood
good for-
cleanser too?
That too, and
right?
good for your breath
and
as
good
well.
for your breath.
Yeah.
After you have all that garlic, the parsley can counterbalance.
Comes in handy, that's right. And you know, I put a little more cheese, why not? About a half a
Save
cup.
me a little bit.
Oh,
Okay,
sorry.
all right.
You didn't speak up.
So I've already pre-mixed this.
Oh, have you?
I
Look
have.
At you.
All the
Look
ingredients,
At you.
but same ingredients basically. And so the stuffing techniques, I don't know if this differs, but
Oh, you just pour it right
I
in.
pour it
Look at
right
you.
in, but as it starts to fill, you kind of hit it down
yes.
and pull the leaves apart, and you'll notice,
Let's see.
due to physics, the breadcrumbs will sink to the bottom.
They go where they're supposed to go, right?
And so I like to fill them way up to the top. And then what I do is with the parsley, I put the parsley on top just because it
Okay.
looks pretty.
It sure does.
But I'll press it down so it doesn't steam off.
All right, and then what I'm going to do, Mom used to hold it in her hand like this, and then just kind of open up the leaves
Right.
and drop in the stuffing. Now, she was really adept at this.
Wow.
And just kind of drop it in like this,
Okay.
get those leaves open, and as you say, she always used to go like this.
So you
And kinda
notice the
pat it
difference,
down.
the East Coast, West Coast
That's
stuffing.
right. Born and raised in New York City, born and raised in Los Angeles, California. So opposite ends of the country, which is why he's all about, eat what you want. I'm all about, hey, watch what you eat.
California.
There you go. And still enjoy what you're eating, because I'm a foodie. I love to eat.
right.
But I want to know what's going in my body. It's the only place you have to live. So
And now
eat
you want to
well.
know what's going in that artichoke.
Yes.
Mine, I like to
What
also
else?
sprinkle the little extra Parmesan on top
Okay.
so you could see.
And some people, you know, this is Italian style. Some people just like it alone. Some people dip in a little mayo or maybe some melted butter. But we like it with
Those
our
are the
breadcrumbs.
Americani with the
Yes,
mayo.
which are great, yeah. And I also love to just have it plain with nothing because I happen to love the taste of artichoke.
They're also great steam without, but they're so much better stuffed.
Like this, yeah, yeah.
How you doing there?
Well, I think we're just about done. But the
Okay.
last thing that I do, there's one last thing I want to see if you do it
okay.
too. Again, East Coast versus West Coast.
What?
While you're getting your
Oh, the olive oil. Yes, of course.
a little drizzle of the extra virgin olive oil
Forgot about that
on top, you know, just like this, not much,
Okay.
kind of like that.
All right. And she calls it a drizzle. I do more of a
A
pour.
rainstorm.
Because slowly it's going to
My
sink down
goodness!
there. I
Have
like
a
it
little
to be
artichoke
just,
with that oil.
again, the olive oil is good for your heart, right?
That's very true.
Okay.
It's good for a lot of things.
So now what you do is you steam these.
Yes.
We have a pot there. Is it
a little hot,
steaming?
and it's
Okay.
steaming. In
All
fact, we
right.
can put it. It's got to be more on low
Okay.
to medium, not high.
Do you want me to?
I'll
we'll
just
do it
kind of
together.
Sure. 1, 2, 3. Woo!
And you put
Just
them
like
in,
that.
and you have them stand up, and then you let it steam for about a week. No, it steams forever.
It does take a while.
So
like
there's
2 to 4
time
hours.
for a little salsa.
I think so.
Okay,
Here we go.
5, 6, 7, and and to the side, and you turn, and turn.
And
Da-da-da.
Are they ready yet?
No, they're not ready yet. We've got time
do
for
that
another
2 or 3
dance.
days.
Oh, we forgot to put, and don't forget to
Oh,
put
don't
the
forget
stalks
those.
in there.
That's true.
Those take about as long.
Now we're going to take a shot of this. I'd love for the folks to see what it looks like inside. You really, and this is super important, I know you know this,
Yes.
you have to make sure you keep an eye on it because the water obviously evaporates over
Right.
time. And if you forget about it and the water's gone, they burn.
They
and then
burn
it
and they
changes
dry
the
out.
entire taste.
Right.
It's awful.
And so what?
Yeah.
Sometimes by adding water, I'll pour a little bit on top to keep the artichoke moist.
I don't do that.
She doesn't do that. And I might add
Listen
a little
to me.
olive oil.
Listen to
just
more
to make
olive
sure
oil?
keep it moist.
Listen to me. Listen to me.
But-
In fact, try it both ways and then let us know.
But in a year from now, when we taste them,
That's right, when they're ready.
you'll get to judge for yourself.
Come on and take a look and see what they look like inside. Those are pretty. Come on.
They are pretty.
You know it's going to be even better? They're going to be pretty when they're ready to eat.
When they're ready.
Then they're going to be pretty delicious.